Hi, I'm Hannah, I'm the Happy Pundit, and this is my zombie apocalypse video. Will there be one? How do you prepare for it? How bad is it going to be? Will there be one? Yeah, I think so. 17 trillion in debt, borrowing 43 cents of every dollar. You know, they've already raided federal pensions. They are raising the debt ceiling again this February. Unfunded liabilities for Social Security and Medicare are twice the GDP of the entire planet. The time in between them not being able to pay their bills is getting shorter and shorter, and you know, their only solution, it's like Ben Bernanke, he's just got, you know, I don't really blame him, because what's he gonna do? I mean, what's he gonna do? He's not responsible for how much they spend. They just spend it, and then he's got to find a way to finance it. So he's got one button and he just keeps hitting it. You know, it's QE1, QE2, QE3. The Federal Reserve promised us at the beginning of the year, they said that they were going to devalue the dollar by a third. If there's 33% inflation, they promised it to us. I mean, like Ron Paul said the other day, we have already gone over the fiscal cliff. It's just a matter of we haven't hit bottom yet. Something to keep in mind when, you know, you're thinking about preparing for disaster is, you know, how long do you have? Can you reasonably just expect to, you know, wait until you see the inflation start to hit the shelves? Well, I mean, you can roll the dice and, you know, you can take that risk, but just keep in mind, you know, something like when Hurricane Katrina hit, from the time that people knew that it was going to be bad, it was announced, you know, over the airways that it was going to be bad, people are going to need to evacuate, until the shelves were empty in the stores. 3 hours. I would hate to be the person who waits until the crisis hits to do anything to prepare, because it's hard to make those, you know, you got 3 hours and you got to make a split-second decision. You go to the store and people are yanking bottles of water off the shelves. And I think Walmart Black Friday, and whether you want to deal with that kind of mayhem or not. And personally, I just don't, you know, like, stuff hits the fan and I just want to have plenty of, you know, I want to have my supplies, and I'll just camp out with my candle if necessary. You know, if you want to prepare for your family, extra food is cheap insurance. It's really cheap insurance. You don't have to wear a tinfoil hat or care about chemtrails and black helicopters to have some extra food in your house. What's the worst that happens? You could give it to a food shelf, you know, it gets close to expiring or something. And it, you know, it's even a good investment right now because of the inflation that we are already seeing hitting the shelves. I mean, depending on where you shop, a can of Campbell's tomato soup has gone up somewhere between 50 and 70% in price just in the last 2 years. So that's some pretty serious inflation, and the government is telling us that we're keeping inflation under 2%, but when they calculate CPI, they don't include food and fuel in that price. You can't, I can't eat that. So that's what you want to keep in mind in the event of a crisis. Just a good investment. You know, you get yourself some extra canned goods. I mean, hey, you know, you would have made 50 to 70% of your money. What stock market pick would be that good? To hide the inflation, food manufacturers have been putting food in smaller packages and selling it for the same price. I mean, there's no reason to think that this is going to slow down. If you Google food shortages, you'll see that we're just expecting more of it. You know, get a freezer, buy a cow. Water is a good thing to consider, not because, you know, I don't really expect there to be a problem with water, but you don't want to end up without it. So maybe a reverse osmosis system, something you can filter water with, or, you know, catch rainwater with, bottled water. Just think about your water supply, and you know, it can get contaminated. Fuel, and this is something that people out east are experiencing right now. People are having to take vacation time because they don't have fuel, and you know, there's fuel shortages. So if you there's, you know, the ethanol-free gas that stores for up to a year. That's where, you know, at a gas station, there'll be the little sign that says "for your toys," you know, for your boats and old cars. You can store that gas if you stock up on that gas. You can store that gas for up to a year. And of course, zombies, you know, guns and ammo. Everybody knows, stock up on guns and ammo for zombies. So those are necessities, but if you want to take it a step further, then think about things that you can trade, things that don't go bad. You know, that's where you get into your precious metals, you know, silver and gold, and then I know a woman who's stocking up on coffee tins because she figures, hey, everybody needs coffee. It doesn't go bad. You can also buy alcohol, because there's another thing that the demand continues for alcohol. So, stock up on alcohol. You can trade it. Anything that you would feasibly be able to trade as a currency in the event that our currency inflates out of control. I'll just leave you with a fun fact that in the grocery stores at any given time there's a 3-day supply of food. That's it. Just 3 days. So there you go, fun fact for the evening, and happy planning.